So check it out. Today we're doing a review on the Troubadour Apex Backpack. In this review, I'm gonna break down everything you need to know about this bag to decide if it's the bag for you. The ability to self-stand, and I love the material in here. Really like the mesh. I do prefer a bit more quick access. Do not feel like 25 liters. But if it's not, be sure to stick around to the end of the video where I'll make some alternative bag recommendations that might better suit your needs. Follow me. Okay, let's start by talking about the gist of the Troubadour Apex Backpack 3.0. Troubadour comes from England, and they're kind of an interesting brand because they're at this crossroads between carry community brand that a lot of people like for functionality and value and just being a badass backpack brand. But also they're kind of on the other side where they do this luxury type thing. And you don't always see brands sort of overlapping there. So Troubadour is one of the few that's sort of doing that. And it's interesting because they're bringing new things to the table because of their sort of outside perspective, but I also don't love all of it. You'll get what I mean. How about that for a hook? But in that carry community X luxury sort of crossover, they're doing a lot of interesting things, and this backpack has some really unique selling points. Some of the top features being this sort of business, sophisticated, luxury, casual aesthetic, the ability to self-stand, 1, 2 water bottle pockets, a well-organized and very beautifully designed main compartment, a well-padded and highly accessible laptop sleeve, and shoulder straps that have some things that I love about them and some things that I don't. We'll talk about that more in 1, 2, 3 chapters from now. The Apex Backpack currently comes in 4 color options, and the capacity is 25 liters. For the dimensions, I'm getting 18 inches tall, around 12 inches wide, and a depth of around 4 inches, which kind of contradicts a bit with the dimensions they have on their website. Troubadour, if you guys want to clarify anything, please let us know in the comments below. On the website, it is advertised to weigh 2.2 pounds. Let's put that to the test. Okay, I'm getting 2.5 on scale number 1, but don't worry, that's why we have 2 scales. Gotta double check these things, right? I'm getting 2.6 lbs on this scale, so seems to be slightly heavier than advertised. Because of the design and the materials used, the bag basically looks the same whether it's empty or packed out. So this is the bag when it's empty, this is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn on me, for reference I'm 5'8", and this is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn on our media manager Margaret, for reference she is 5'2". And don't worry, we're gonna pack this bag out throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Troubadour products come with a 5-year warranty against any manufacturing defects. And for all that, the Troubadour Apex Backpack runs a little bit less than $300 US. Now, if at any point in this review you're thinking to yourself, but you're thinking, damn, I like that bag and I wanna buy it or learn more information. If that's the case, then we do ask that you do so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps to support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, time to get into the nitty gritty. Let's talk about the front of the Troubadour Apex Backpack 3.0. Let's start at the beginning. Fabrics. Because if you're spending $300 on a bag, you probably wanna know what frickin' fabrics you're getting for such a hefty price tag. And I'll be honest, I don't quite know. Now, one thing I do know is the primary material, this right here, is a polyester, a recycled polyester nonetheless. Polyester is great. It's that traditional backpack fabric. It's super light, super breezy, but it's not gonna be as weather resistant as a nylon or an X-Pack. So we know that's a polyester, but this fabric up here, I'm not quite as sure about. And on the Troubadour website, it says vegan leather trim. So I don't know what the trim is, but I will say not being 100% certain of what materials are where makes it difficult for me to analyze the price point and see if it's worth it. Troubadour's branding is a little bit on the louder side. You've got this metal logo right here, which has a nice shine to it. And then you also got a metal logo on the shoulder strap and the metal logo running down the spine of the back panel. Is 3 logos too much? Let me know in the comments below. I gotta know your thoughts. At this price point, it's they're doing this luxury thing, for $10,000, your Gucci purse shouldn't have a million Gucci logos on it, but it does, because that's the whole point, is the status of the luxury brand, which is just this interesting crossroads. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about it. What do you think? 3 logos? Let me know in the comments below. Really though, the front is fairly minimalist. We just got this pocket right here. This is accessed with a YKK PU coated zipper, and I love the material in here. Can I pull it out? I cannot, it's sewn in there. But it's basically a really nice microfiber. Very fine to the touch. And when a backpack brand makes a pocket that has a microfiber lining in it, they're communicating to you to put your sunglasses there, and I don't mind if I oblige. Due to the protective nature of microfiber lining, though, this could also be a good spot for a cell phone or any other tech gear that's fragile and you don't want to get scratched. That's about it. Let's talk about the middle of the Troubadour Apex Backpack 3.0. Starting on the bottom is this thing, the whole standing thing. Love me a bag that can self-stand. It does mean that you sacrifice some sexiness, like, you know, it's a little more boxy, right? But that's a function over form thing right there, baby. But for me, a backpack that self-stands is a highly functional thing, especially for a work bag. As mentioned, we have 2 water bottle holders. Let's see what size water bottle they can fit. I've got a 17-ounce Lark and a 1-liter Yeti. 17-ounce Lark on this side, piece of cake, plenty of room to spare. And as for the Yeti, ooh, fits quite nicely. You can see the water bottle holders themselves are a little on the short side though. Might risk a bigger bottle falling out, so you might want to just have like a sleeker and sexier one in there. This Lark feels really nice and secure. The 1-liter Yeti, not so much. Main compartment, accessible with 2 PU-coated YKK zippers, and they also are lockable. See that little hole right there? You can pop a lock in there and keep your nice and protected. But because of the dual water bottle holders, we have a limitation in access. So you can see right here, it sort of only opens up a bit. Now you can give it a little fold, one of those right there. I do worry about how that will affect this material over time, but for the sake of giving you the full Monty, here's what we got going in the main compartment. On the front side, we have a zippered mesh pocket, and on the back side, we have 2 smaller pockets, 2 mid-sized pockets, and a larger zip pocket. I'm gonna tell you right now, this does not feel like a 25 liter. Feels like it's around like 20 to 22, somewhere in that range. But let's pack it out and find out for sure. Let's pack it out with a tech pouch, Bluetooth keyboard, a couple of notebooks, Bluetooth mouse, umbrella, big old over-the-head headphones, a book, and a hoodie. We'll start off by putting the bulkier items on the bottom. Hoodie, tech pouch. Really like the mesh that's being used in this pocket. Silky, elastic. For me, I'll throw a couple small notebooks and my mouse in there. Keep them safe and accessible. These pockets here, good spot for some business cards, I think. Pen slot. In these 2 pockets, I'm gonna grab some extra stuff, throw a portable battery in there, maybe some backup wired headphones, good for a call. And in that back zippered pocket, some more reserves, put a Kindle in there, nice fit. And then let's load up the rest that we can on the top. You can see I'm gonna throw in the Bluetooth keyboard, book, umbrella, over-the-head headphones, close her up. That's an EDC right there. But it does not feel like 25 liters. I'm not saying that it's not 25 liters. I'm saying these things are complicated. But having reviewed almost 400 of these bags, I just got kind of a feel, and I feel it feels like it's closer to 22 liters. And if you're thinking to yourself like, wow, this dude's like an expert when it comes to liters. I'm not. This is, like I said, it's really complicated. And it's hard to measure, and I know all this because, I don't know if you know, but I actually don't just review bags, but I'm also building my own backpack and documenting every step of the process here on the Nomads Nation YouTube channel. So if you're curious like what it takes to build a highly technical backpack from the ground up, you're gonna wanna take a look at the second link in the description below. That link will tell you more about the Building Backpack project. It'll get you to be able to vote on some of the key features, give you a behind the scenes look. It's pretty cool what we're doing. Not gonna lie, it's a lot of fun. To learn more, second link in the description. Back to this guy. And finally, the last part about the middle of this bag is this top handle, which brings me to like a very important part of the bag that I haven't really double clicked into, which is vegan leather. Ultimately, I don't know enough about vegan leather to consider myself an expert, but it does have a very nice look to it and a very smooth and silky feel. And with this handle, one other thing that I like that they did was they had like a little squishiness to the bottom. Gives it a very satisfying touch, kind of makes it a joy to hold in tote mode for small periods of time, because it's not like super comfortable, but it does feel nice. Okay, moving on, let's talk about the back of the Troubadour Apex Backpack 3.0. Let's talk tech compartment, because this one is quite interesting. First of all, it's quite discreet. See this lip right here around the edge? That covers the zipper, which allows you to access this tech compartment. One thing to note too is I do like Troubadour's choice of lining. It's kind of like a grayish with like a hint of forest green to it. Depends, you know, who you ask. But it helps to give the bag a nice highlight effect while still maintaining its premium essence. And that's extended to this laptop compartment, which uses a really nice microfiber material, which just makes you gives you a sense of like confidence when you can put your laptop in there. Which, speaking of which, it says it fits up to a 17-inch laptop, which is pretty impressive if that's true. I'm not saying it's not true, I'm just saying that I can't verify. All I can verify is that it fits my 13-inch MacBook Pro. But like a 17-inch laptop, I don't know. But while I'm not sure about its ability to hold a 17-inch laptop, I am sure that I love its ability to be able to kind of do this opening thing, right? Because a lot of tech compartments, when you try to open it, they're just kind of like this. You're like, get me in, dude. But this tech compartment has this really awesome sort of opening system, which just gives you a little bit more clarity into the compartment and also allows you to grab your laptop quite easily. And then below the laptop compartment, we do have another smaller compartment, good for a tablet, I'd assume. But Troubadour doesn't mention what size tablet can fit in there. So for me, I'm gonna move my Kindle from the front to the back so I think it's safer there. Oh yeah, that's nice. Overall, Overall, the laptop compartment is really well padded, especially on the back. When you close it up, check the false bottom. Oh yeah, I mean, this padding is fantastic. My laptop feels very secure in there. Kind of goes to the bottom. There's some padding down there. It's not really a false bottom, but it's so well padded that I feel pretty confident with it in general. Now let's talk the whole back compartment, because there's some things here that I like and some things that I'm not as crazy about. I do like the back panel. Well padded, comfy. These 3D panels encourage airflow, and you got a luggage pass-through holder right here that in theory allows you to carry your bag vertically on your luggage. Let's test it out. Now, sometimes with these luggage pass-through holders that go like kind of inside the back panel, they can be a little tight. I fully packed out the bag, but I don't think this one will be too much of an option. Oh yeah, that fits. Boom, slid it on. Nice fit. The pass-through holder itself has some like expansion to it. It's not super tight, so it slid on pretty well. It feels secure. You've got a little bit of distance from the top of the bag to the top of the handle. Overall, very nice execution. But while I like the back panel, I'm not as crazy about a few elements in the shoulder straps. I like the contoured shape. This allows it to fit much more comfortably on the torso. And I like that there is the ability to add a sternum strap for additional comfort and extra weight off the bottom of your back, kind of redistributes the weight towards your torso. But I'm not as jazzed up about the material used in the shoulder straps. For me, I like shoulder straps that kind of maintain their shape a little bit more. They just feel more robust and durable. But these shoulder straps got like a squishiness to them that makes me feel like they're just gonna like shrivel up and die. Not saying they will, but they might. But they're still comfortable, decent padding, and you've got a very interesting dangle management system here. This hardware allows you to tighten and loosen the straps. It's a creative solution, but ultimately I prefer something a bit more traditional, where you can just kind of like traditional hardware, you tighten the bag and you kind of pull the dangle stoppers down. Hashtag stop the dangle. And finally, one last note about these shoulder straps is the shoulder strap with the branding, this one right here, has a zippered pocket. And this zippered pocket is good for two things. First of all, you can use it to store a card. Let's say like, a credit card or a public transport card. You can keep it here, quickly access it, and good to go. But Troubadour did something innovative here as to where you can also put your phone in this pocket. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, Aaron, that's smaller than a phone. How in tarnation's name is a phone gonna fit in there? Check it out. You can see on this side, there's some excess fabric and you can sort of push it out. And now this is exposed and you can go ahead and put your phone in the pocket, zip it on up, and now your phone is here and is very accessible. I'm gonna be honest with you about this feature. I like the idea, and it's kind of nice to have, right? You're just walking around and you don't want to put your phone in your pocket, you feel like you're in a sketchy area, or you just want it to be more accessible. And the fact that you can have this as an option at all times is nice. But having said that, I don't think in execution it's quite great. As for when I was wearing it, you can just kind of like feel it, like it's a very flat, hard surface for a phone. And it was just a little bit annoying to kind of finagle with and get it in and get it out. Ultimately, the jury of Aaron is still out. But what do you think? Is this a feature that you like to have? Do you think that the execution could have been improved? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Okay, wow, I did a lot of talking. Now it's time to do some comfort testing. I'm gonna take the bag outside, fully packed, walk around for 20, 30 minutes, and let you know what I think. We're gonna do that right about now. So overall with the comfort, it's all right. Like, don't get me wrong, if it was a cheaper backpack, I'd have no problem with it. But given the price point, I kind of expect a bit more. Don't get me wrong. Padding's good, well ventilated, it feels comfortable. Just two things I'm not crazy about. Now I'm a smaller dude at 5'8", so I like my bags tight. So you can see I got this excess dangle with their dangle management system. I'm not crazy about, but if I loosen it up, much better. Second thing I'm okay with is the shoulder straps. They're fine, but like I usually like my straps to have a bit more structure to them. And these are really like, I don't know, shriveled up, and they just kind of feel a little too jelly-like for my taste. Overall though, it gets the job done, but at the price point, I was kind of expecting a bit more. Back to you in the office. Okay, it's time to wrap up this review by talking about the overall pros and the overall cons of the Troubadour Apex Backpack 3.0. Overall pro number one is it's very smart looking business luxury aesthetic. Overall pro number two is I love this access to the tech compartment. And overall pro number three is it's rare for like a really expensive, luxurious backpack to have two water bottle holders. Normally they'll be like, we gotta be sexy, keep the water bottle holders out of it. But Troubadour's like, dude, don't worry guys, we're your hydration homie, we got you. But every bag has its cons. There's a few with this one. I'm gonna tell you what they are. Overall con number one is the lack of the structure on the shoulder straps. Overall con number two is I think that this dangle stoppage system overcomplicates things and does more damage than it does actual good. And overall con number three, for an EDC, I do prefer personally a bit more quick access. Now, if you're still here, there's a good chance that the Apex Backpack is just really speaking to you right now. And if that's the case, we just want to gently remind you that if you're gonna make a purchase or you wanna find out more information, we do ask that you do so using the first link in the description below. Thank you very much. But you also might still be watching this review because you're sticking around for those alternative recommendations that I promised. Worry not, let's go back to the backpack rack and I'm gonna give you some other options that might better suit your needs. All right, you're not quite sold on the Troubadour Apex. My first alternative recommendation for you then is gonna be this guy right here, the Harber London Rucksack Backpack. It's for you if you like that whole like sophisticated leathery look, but Troubadour's not sophisticated enough and it's not giving you enough style. You want something that says something a little bit more about your taste, which is what this bag does. It's very tasty. And we did a full review on this Harber London backpack, which to watch, just take a look at the description below and you'll find a link to our full review. Alternative recommendation number 2 is going to be the other Apex, the Bellroy Apex backpack. Another luxury bag with tons of beautiful leather accents and pretty high price point. This is considered by many to be one of the most luxurious backpacks on the market. It's got a lot going on for it, that's for sure. Some of the best fabrics I've ever reviewed. And to learn more about it, take a look at the description below and you'll find a link to our full review. And my final recommendation is gonna be this one right here, which is the Nomatic Backpack. Great option for you if you're like the whole, businessy work vibes of the Troubadour Apex, but you want more pockets and features and functionality, because pockets and features and functionality is what Nomatic does best. It's an iconic backpack, and we did a full review, which you can watch right here. If you got any questions about any of the bags I talked about, feel free to let me know in the comments below. I personally respond to every single one myself. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.